Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been some time since the last video, but yeah, this is my Worlds Philadelphia tournament report. I know it's a bit late, but I just got home last week. This week, and I've just been so tired from all the traveling, honestly. The last day right there, we basically traveled for like 26 hours in total, including layovers, and at the end of it, I was just sick of planes. and And I don't know. I'm not sure if this is jet lag because I feel like my time or like I didn't get to shift times anyway. But it's just I've just been so tired, so I've been just like sleeping for this past week. This week. But yeah, again, this is my world report, and as you probably know, if you watch the short that I released or recorded, then you know how I did. And if you watch my previous video, then you'd know that this was basically unexpected. I didn't think I would make it to Worlds at all. And so I kind of want to bring you to, I guess, that before we head into everything that happened during the event. But yeah, again, this was unexpected. I was going to be in the US during the duration of the World Championships, but I was supposed to be in a different state. But it just so happens that my boss had a conflict and he couldn't meet us during the weekend. So we were kind of left to our own. And yeah, I just basically decided to book a flight to Philly and head there and play an event. And this was like 2 weeks before I flew out, or like a week before I flew out, and then 2 weeks before the event itself. So I guess you could say I was unprepared. um, and yeah, I definitely was unprepared, and again, this was unexpected, so I didn't I didn't think I was gonna head there at all. Um, but I decided to bring two decks. First being Marionette, and the LL deck being Dromai. Now Mario, I guess I was okay with because I did have PQ before that, and I did prep a bit with Mario. So it's a deck that I've been playing for a decent time now, and I have grown to be comfortable with the deck. I can't say that I pilot it to 100% or 95% every time, but it's a deck that I can at least play. The LL side of things, however, were kind of rough. So I decided on Dromai like a week before the event because I had to fly out by then, and I just had to bring a deck, whatever deck it was. And given that I just started playing this game last year, I didn't exactly know how a lot of the LL decks played. So I've never played against a Starvo. I've never played Dromai. I don't think I even got to play against Viserai when he was still um, available in CC. So I was basically just going in blind, and the Dromai decision came after I tested some Azalea, because Azalea was the first deck that I played, and it was one of the few decks that I had cards for. So tested Azalea and was a very miserable experience, I would say. Like everyone was stuck for Starvo with the boots. I think it was base of the mountain, and that just meant that I couldn't get my first dominate in, and if my first big impact arrow gets fully blocked, I then have to find another one, which just meant I just didn't have the time while my opponent could just set up and kill me after the first block. So I think I played around 15 games on Talishar and lost 14. And the only game I won was when the opponent didn't equip those boots. So I kind of felt doomed there, so decided to find another deck. I tested Aurora as well, and it was okay. I feel like I had good game into the Rune Blades, for instance, because of Vaporized Shock. Vaporized Shock, I think it's called. But or basically the one that destroys the auras. But felt a bit underpowered for some reason. I don't know why. It just didn't feel as fluid, or it just didn't feel as strong as it was in CC before. Um, and to me, it felt like it was too straight up damage. Like Ball Lightning was something they could easily block, but it was definitely an option, but I decided to not play it and instead play a deck that I haven't played at all in Dromai. Uh, and yeah, I just played around 6 to 8 games on Talishar to get a feel for the deck, but just borrowed it off a local and decided to bring it to Philly. So yeah, if you say unprepared, I was truly unprepared. Anyway, CC started. I actually felt very calm during the event. I didn't feel any nerves, and I thought I was actually going to perform well given how calm I was and how I feel like I was thinking straight for the most part. So yeah, game one, I played versus an Ira, and this was a very close game up until late game where they kind of made a mistake in blocking. So I presented a Persuasive Prognosis as my ender for the turn, and at this point they already blocked with 2 cards. And then what happened there was they forgot that I could pump my stealth attacks +1 with Mario when the opponent is marked. So they blocked 1, and I flicked, basically presented 2 damage with Prognosis. It hit, it healed me 2 HP, and I took a card from their hand, leaving them with 1 card that costed 3 resources. And they basically just had to skip a turn, pitch that, and use their weapon. So they skipped that turn, and I just closed it after that. So it was a costly mistake from them. Healed me. Basically, just yeah, it was a sad way to end, but it is what it is. Second game I played versus Syndra, and this was against Bird Cabrera. And this game just lined up very well for me. My codexes were early, my leave no witnesses were early, so I had leave no witnesses engrave. My ponder was my first turn ponder, I think, was a leave no witness. I don't know, but I just somehow got a leave no witness via ponder and was able to disrupt the Syndra early. So she never really got. She was never fully able to set up like 5-card hands early game, and I just took advantage of that. There was a turn where I presented a total of 17 damage with Graphene, and she didn't block at all because it was all after reaction. So I think it was, let me think here. So about 8, I think 8 damage straight up, and then just 9 from reaction. So things like that. Put her to 2 HP, and just was able to put her in a difficult spot blocking by the end of it. Because once Mario gets you to a low HP, it's just very difficult to block because you never know what's gonna come reaction step. Yeah, won that one. Kind of lucky, honestly. Again, the deck just lined up, it just sang, and was a very good game. But yeah, closed it out relatively easily, I guess. Did get quite hairy after I missed like some value with like missed flicks and stuff, but ultimately I think it was a game that I probably wouldn't lose given just how my deck lined up. Third game, however, was the exact opposite. It was against a Gravy. They won the dice roll, went turn 0, and went turn 0 chum, found a Sawbones and another chum like the next few turns, and I just couldn't damage them. I think I was like at a very bad health deficit mid game and just couldn't get to it. They resolved, I think, 2, possibly even 3 Conqueror of the High Seas, and they just cycled through that deck so quickly, and I just didn't have time. I mean, it's a rough matchup to start. To begin with, and then they just had the cards early game, and I couldn't respond. So yeah, 2-win at this point. My next game was versus a KO, and this one was very close too. I think I got down to 2 HP, but managed to close it. I was so scared of a reckless swing, but they didn't have it, and I think their last hand were like 2 non-blocks. So very thankful about winning this one because this was so tense. I think a lot of a lot of it came down to the brute variance. There were instances early game where they just had to IP because they didn't have go again resource or sources, and I think that just compounded and allowed me to get an early lead and eventually close out the game. It did get scary because I think if I remember right, they had like 2 Blood Rush Bellow turns in a row, and so they were slowly crawling back into the game, but then was just able to close it out at the end of it. Very close though, very scary. Thankful I got that one. But yeah, 3-1 at this point. Last CC game of the day was versus Verdance. And this one I felt very good to start. I had my power cards early. Well, most of my power cards early. I don't think I resolved one Kiss of Death, but I got my toxins, played them for 6 value and all that, and basically got the Verdance down to a very bad life situation, I guess. They're very down to like single digits very early into the game. But then I just lost steam. Again, I didn't get to see my other power cards apart from toxins. Like the last turn of the game, I resolved I played 2 Savor Bloodsheds before getting Striders. So I had access to a good start, but then just drew some of the other power cards late into the game, so it kind of allowed him to claw back in, chip damage, and heal up. And I just couldn't sustain the momentum that I had early game, and eventually lost that one. So basically finished the CC rounds 3-2, which is unfortunate, I would say, because at that point, again, I didn't prepare for LL, so I was kind of relying on the CC portion of the event to hopefully make it to day 2, but 3-2 wasn't the desired result that I wanted. 4-1 possibly I would have made it, but yeah. Anyway, I wasn't really doing it at that point, but we still had the LL rounds, and who knows, maybe we could win, right? But yeah, next game was versus Marlon, and this time around, again, it was the LL format, so I played Dromai, and this was the very first time I played Dromai on paper. So I was basically just reading some of the cards as I play them, and basically just trying to figure out what the deck did for the most part. And then in the meanwhile, my opponent was just like going cash in, Art of Wars, drawing all these cards, hitting me with overpowers over and over and over again, and then I just died. I don't think I got to play the game. I drew like 2 tomes that didn't block, and they overpowered, discarded the tomes. So it is what it is. Probably, I don't know how the matchup should go. Honestly, I don't know how any of the matchups in LL should go. But that felt like a doomed matchup to me. But yeah, we move on. So at this point, we were 3-3. 2 more games left, so I had to win out to make day 2. The next game, I played a Dromai Mirror. And thankfully, this was one of the games that matchups that I think I got some theoretical knowledge on, because I watched Mara Faris play the Dromai Mirror before the event, and I guess I just had had an idea of how to play it. And I think some of my old card game experience with One Piece helped me playing out this matchup, because a lot of it was playing the board. And yeah, I think the mirror matchups that I had in One Piece before were very similar, and it didn't feel like playing the Dromai Mirror didn't feel like I was playing Flesh and Blood. So I think that side of it helped, but I heavily relied on the Burn Them All. I think it's basically the card that pings 1 arcane whenever a dragon attacks, and I was just able to slowly damage my opponent until it got to a point where I could just attack them straight on, and they just died. It was a long game though. Got pretty close to timing out, but eventually was able to finish the game and actually got an LL win. So very happy about that. 4-3, headed to my last game, and it was against Yuki Lee Bender. So I was like, my group chat was saying, just don't mind the name and stuff like that. But again, I didn't really feel any pressure. I was kind of clear-headed and played the game. They didn't think that I have a great chance to win, because from what I have heard, or at least from what I learned from the event, the Dromai matchup versus Visara wasn't exactly favored. So But yeah, decided to just play. Actually got her to 1 HP before I lost, which so it was kind of a close game. And I think a lot of that again came down to variance. She did whiff a bit on some of her power cards. There was this one card where she revealed the top number. I don't know, man. Runeblade cards are kind of confusing to me because they're all purple, so I don't exactly know what each of them do. But she revealed, she whiffed, she didn't get to deal arcane damage, she didn't get to draw. I think that was the card, and but yeah, she was still able to kill me at the end with arcane pings because I just didn't have the AB or didn't have the resources to pitch to AB. It was a close game, but she basically destroyed any chance. Yeah, she beat me, and I just dropped out of the event because you needed 5 wins to make it to day 2. So I ended up 4-4 neutral. Probably should have done better in CC to have any chance, but it is what it is. And actually, kind of enjoyed playing Dromai there. So kind of sad that I wasn't able to play Dromai when she was still legal, as I think it would have been a fun deck to play. But yeah, apart from that, I don't think I did much fab after that, honestly. I tried to get into the Battle Hardened, but it was sold out. So the rest of the days, I would just chill, go sightseeing, and just head on to the event late to play the sealed events to get the promo. So that was pretty much my Worlds experience. And now I guess I'll just show you guys some of the loot that I got. Starting off with the souvenir package. So I did decide to splurge and get the souvenir package. And here is the playmat that I got. The diner playmat. I'm not sure if you see it properly. But yeah, I got this playmat. Apart from that, also got the Super Slam deck box, which has fell twice now, but it's still solid, so that's cool. It's a bit small, I would say, for my Marionette deck, which has a billion tokens, but I think it works very well for every other deck in the game, as long as you don't have a billion tokens, I guess. Apart from that, let me just fold up this mat real quick. Also got the Rosetta Archive box. It's in Japanese. Opened everything. I think I got Alluvian Constella. I don't know how to say it, but that AB, I think it's AB for the wizard chest piece. And again, of course, apart from that, also the souvenir promos. How do I? There we go. I should have 2 sets of these because I got Dio as a freebie during the Worlds main event, and I played the sealed event for the 2 other promos. So very happy about those cards. Apart from that, of course, we got the main event freebies, as I've mentioned. First being this small thing. I don't know. It's just something. I don't know how to make it show, but yeah, it just says World Championship. I'm just covering it up. I'm so sorry. There you go. World Championship. And then some Lyot sleeves too. So this was a freebie. And the Warmongers playmat, the new art. This one right here. And again, I'm really happy with this one, especially because it says World Championship there at the bottom. And I'm kind of a sentimental guy, so I'm just happy to have something that indicates Worlds and Nat's attendance. So pretty cool. Apart from that, got some few things from the merch booth. Got a few shirts, which I don't know where they are right now. Some of them are in the laundry. Some of them are probably in my closet somewhere. I'm too lazy to get those out, but a lot of them were old shirts because they sold out real quick. I also got, I also lost a Reiner hat too, which is very unfortunate. It wasn't for me, it was for a local, but too dumb. I don't know. I'm just stupid, I guess. I think I left it at a hotel, but this is what it is. Apart from that, I did get some more Reiner stuff. I got the polo and some of the sleeves too. The getting over a 50, 150, I was able to secure the Reinar promos from the shop. Very cool. Also got the coin too. Like this. I think this is something I would love to collect. Very cool. I'm a sucker for like coins and stuff, so really happy about that. What else did I get? Oh, after I lost the first day or lost my chance at day two, I went full tourist mode as I did and in the battle hardened and just got everyone assigned my playmat. See a lot of signatures there. It's kind of messy to be honest, but you see Uber, for example, Pablo's in the legs, Mara. It's just below the headpiece, and in the pitch zone you see Imagine Bay. So got a lot of signatures, got a lot of photos with players too. So again, went full tourist mode after. But yeah, that was pretty much my Worlds experience. As I mentioned, this was totally unexpected and not just logistics wise, I guess, but even just in general. I never thought that I'd qualify for Worlds, much less, I mean, I never thought I'd qualify for Nats. Didn't think that I'd get top 12, so I never thought that I'd qualify for Worlds either, and much more participate in one that's like so far away from where I live. So I'm just definitely happy about the experience. I would have wanted to make day two, for example, but yeah, we take it slow. I know that I have lots to improve on still, and I'm just thankful to have been able to participate in all these events. I didn't think I'd be able to participate them in any of these events at all, given that it's still my first year in the game. So again, just really thankful, and I'm just excited to play another year of Flesh and Blood. Hopefully, I could replicate some of this success. Hopefully, get better at the game. Hopefully, break top 8 now. But yeah, the next thing for me is just the RTNs. There's skirmish season, but I'm probably just gonna roll up with a random deck and try hope for the best. It's not something I'm exactly preparing for. I'm skipping the last calling here in Asia, just calling Hong Kong, just because the tickets are so expensive now. I mean, plane tickets are so expensive. So saving up, planning to again. Next big thing for me would be RTN. Hopefully, I qualify. Never broke top 8 before, so I'm kind of hoping to get top 4 at least this time around, because I am not sure if I'm able to grind out events that month. And yeah, and I don't know, I'm probably not going to be able to qualify via XP, so I just have to try my best and win or get to top 4, play the Nats again and maybe qualify. I've heard that Worlds would probably be in EU, so that's probably not some it's probably not an event I could go to regardless, but I would love to still play versus the best in the Philippines and test my skill versus them. And then PQ, probably not going to put much effort into that, given it is Vegas, and it's not something it's probably something I won't make. So definitely something I won't make most likely. So we'll try to win. Hopefully, we'll get another top spot, but it's definitely not something that I'll put much preparation into, because I don't really care about the qualification for that one. Apart from that, next year I am looking to travel for some Asian events, so I guess that's where most of my focus will be. But yeah, just again looking forward to another year in Flesh and Blood, and hopefully improve, hopefully get some wins, hopefully get better. And yeah, that's probably it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Bye.